Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Sweet Regency YouTube segment. This one is get to know the admin authors or the author admins, whichever you prefer. I keep on flip-flopping. I never know which one sounds better.
Let's just call it AA.
That's a great idea.
I think that one is already taken.
My name is Mindy.
Yeah, right.
No less names, please. Okay. We if you guys didn't get the chance to look yet, scroll down in the group and look at the 2 truths and a lie that we did. We're going to go through all of the answers. You guys are more than willing to comment and to type in what you think is the lie or what you think are the truths. And then we're going to explain each one of the truths as well as the lie, because there are some super intriguing things on here that I want to know the truth about, because you guys have like insane lives. So I'm like, every single one, I'm like, that's so cool. And mine's like, Disneyland and Funko Pop.
Okay, that's how I feel too.
I haven't seen them.
What?
I haven't seen any of them, so this is all like new to me.
Mindy, you didn't do my super cute printout thingy?
Me neither. What super printout thingy?
Not really a printout. It was just a little. It was just my little.
Yeah, I did that.
It's styling.
I didn't. A+ student.
Yes, you are.
I've been editing, okay? Editing means boycotting Facebook.
Like none of us have ever had to do that.
Because okay, just a side note. I might have, when I sent my book off for developmental edits, not written like 4 chapters. So now I'm getting to them and going, oh, I have to write this chapter now. Crap. So, yeah.
Okay, you're excused.
I did spend a lot of time on that graphic, though. So
I'll go print it off when we're done.
You don't have to print it up.
You're called the correct one.
I have it on my phone too. It was really easy to screenshot. I'm just saying.
It takes like 2 seconds, maybe 1.
Are you throwing on the guilt? Are you throwing on the guilt, Kate?
Oh yeah, I'm laying it on there.
All right, let's start with the guilter, Casey.
Okay, I earned that.
Yes.
Just kidding. I was totally doing the same thing. Okay, go ahead and read all of your list, and then we'll choose.
Okay. Okay. Number 1, I almost didn't graduate high school. Number 2, I am fluent in Spanish. And number 3, I've run a half marathon down the Las Vegas Strip. What's my lie?
Now, everyone else in the comments as well, you can guess your lies, and then us authors can guess as well. Any ideas? I kind of have an idea, but I'm not positive.
I have an idea.
What's your idea?
High school. That's the lie.
That's fine.
I think I'm guessing the Spanish one.
I guess Spanish too, and it's probably just because I feel like I should know that if you spoke Spanish fluently.
I know, and if you do speak Spanish fluently, be prepared to speak it. Okay, what's your guess?
Mine is Spanish also.
Okay, let's hear your lie, Casey.
Okay, yeah, that's the lie. I can't speak Spanish at all. I know a few, like I grew up in Northern California, and I know a few, I can count to 20.
That's good.
That's almost fluent.
That's about it. Almost fluent, right? Yeah. No. Yeah, no, I almost didn't graduate high school, actually. I ditched too many times, and I lost some credits. So I had to do night school to make up for it, and I came very, very, very close to not getting my diploma just because of credits, not grades. I feel like I need to say that.
Well, I don't think any of us had any doubt about.
That is so funny.
All right, what did you do when you ditched?
That's interesting.
Oh, I would just hang out with my friends. We would just do all sorts of things that weren't going to school.
Anything.
Or I would ditch my French class because it was last and I wanted to not be at school that long. So I can't speak French either.
2 truths and 2 lies.
Oh,
no, but I did. I ran the Vegas marathon. half marathon.
Oh.
Half.
That's really cool.
When? How old were you?
This was 2014.
That is so cool. How
What
long
injuries?
is a half marathon?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, how long is a half marathon? 12 and a half
It's
miles, right?
13.1, isn't it?
That
Oh,
makes
yes,
me want to
26
vomit.
miles. Yes, that's true. That's true.
Have you not seen the bumper stickers?
Sorry. What
13.1.
stickers? I'm not in Las Vegas.
No, I mean, like, you can always tell people who have run marathons or half marathons because they usually have annoying stickers in the back of their car that say 26.2.
Oh, I see.
Whatever.
Casey,
Annoying,
do you have
Mindy?
one of those bumper
I
stickers?
do not, but now I want one.
Yeah, seriously, you deserve it. Okay, what was your pain when you were done? Like, what parts of your body were in pain?
Well, so it was like a night one. It's the rock and roll half, and so we got to run the strip at night, and so it was very late by the time we were done, and me and my friend kind of limped back to our hotel and just crashed. So
Oh, yeah.
That sounds
it
horrible.
was, yeah, I was jello, and then I slept for a very long time.
Yeah,
That's so
Can
cool.
you imagine?
that is cool.
How long
Yeah.
did you prepare for it?
Not long enough. So I'm prepping right now for another half in February, and we'll see if I can make it.
Oh, wow.
So cool.
I haven't
You
run in
can
a
do it.
while.
You can do it.
That's awesome.
My goal is to never run any sort of marathon in my life.
Mine too.
Mine
That's to be
too.
my cheerleaders.
I always say the only reason I'll run is if someone's chasing me.
I can take you.
Running, I love it. Really good. Thank you. That's awesome. I admire people
Yep.
who can do that.
That's
Yeah.
so cool.
Thanks.
All right, shall we go to Jenny?
It's me, huh?
Yes.
I didn't print out the thing, but I fortunately still have my notes.
Okay.
So, my 3 things. I have been in 4 planes that needed to make an emergency landing. I used to speak Russian fluently, but I forgot most of it. And I've waltzed with a French general.
Okay, guesses. Those
I
of you
guess,
watching can also guess.
I guess the Russian.
Okay.
My guess is the plain one.
My
Yeah.
guess is the plane too.
That's mine too. I feel like it's just like one of those half truths.
Well, and I feel like I've heard Jenny say that she spoke Russian before. So that's why I'm thinking that's not it, because I think I've heard her say that before.
But a
Who's right?
French general, I'm really interested about this story.
Unless it's not like a waltz. If it's like a
Yes, which waltz is it?
Well, it was
Is
not
it
a
like a
Regency
waltz
waltz.
waltz?
It was not a Regency waltz where you like lift your hands. No, it was
A normal waltz.
all right,
normal
let's hear. Are we ready to hear the lie? I'm ready to hear the lie. Let's hear the lie.
The lie is the Russian.
Yes,
I used to speak Chinese.
that's it.
Oh,
That
that's what it is.
I used to speak
Okay.
Chinese fluently, and I had friends that spoke no English, but we used to hang out together. And then, it's been 20 years, so I've definitely lost most of it. I hear stuff, and I feel like I'm going senile because I'll hear people speak Chinese, and I'll be like, I used to know what that meant, and I recognize the words, but I don't know what they mean.
Yeah.
So I no longer speak Chinese.
That's such a hard language.
Yeah.
I imagine that you'd have to be like keeping up with it all the time in order to keep fluent.
Well, yeah. I mean, I never learned how to read and write. I feel like my computer's tilting. Okay, there we go. It's weird. Okay. I never learned how to read and write. I just picked it up from living there. But what's hard about it is the way that you say the words, because it changes the meaning. Like, this is my go-to example, like the word shui jiao and shui jiao. One means dumplings and the other one means school. But it's because one goes shui jiao and the other one goes shui jiao. And so it's the same consonants and vowels, but the way you sing them changes the meaning. So that's what makes it hard.
That's crazy.
So yeah.
I don't think I could do that.
No, I can't even speak English right. That's like my only language.
That's funny. Okay, so you have been in 4 planes that needed to make an emergency landing?
Yes.
That was
Okay.
terrifying.
So that one of them was, I don't remember if I was coming back from Asia or if I was coming back from France. I just have no idea because it was a long time ago. But I stopped it was summertime, and I had to stop in Canada, but when in one of those north islands that nobody lives in, but there's still an airport, so some people live there. And because there was some engine problem, it ended up not being a big deal, so they fixed it, and then we came back to New York the rest of the way. And then there was another one where I was flying to Syracuse from Taiwan, so I had to take a plane from Taipei to Tokyo, then Tokyo to Detroit, and then Detroit to Syracuse. And the flight from Taipei to Tokyo was 5 hours, and we were like almost halfway there. They said, we're having engine problems, we're going to go back. So I had to fly like 2 hours there, 2 hours back, like 4 hours, and 2 hours in a plane. And I'm like, okay, there's engine problems, oh my gosh. But ended up, but all of that was nothing to the other 2 times, which were actually on the same day. I was in Kenya, and I was taking an 8-seater plane to go to Somaliland. And, my husband and I were there, and like we got up, it was like one of those old rickety things. I mean, the planes, like you just can't even believe they fly those things. It's like going up into the air, and we get to 15,000 feet, and there's this like strange pop and like weird feeling, and this like red light starts blinking on the dashboard, and I turn to look at my husband, and he mouths, "Something's wrong." And I'm like, my heart just like fell into my shoes, and so they're like looking back at us, and what had happened is the air pressure valve popped, so there was no air pressure. So and that's dangerous, because that's like you die basically. So they actually came back down, and we waited while they fixed it, because like, what are you going to do? I mean, you got to get to Somaliland, and you can't drive. So they're like, we fixed it. After a couple of hours, we're like, okay.
Are you sure?
We got back on. We got back on the plane. We went up to 50,000 feet, and same thing happened. And we're like, okay, I guess we're not going to Somaliland today. So those are my 4 emergency landing stories.
That's terrifying. No, thank you. I am terrified of anything like that happening on airplanes. So it's like, oh, that's scary. And you waltzed with a French general then?
Yeah, that's a simple story. I had a French boyfriend, and he was in the army, because at that time, all French boys had to do our military service. And, so we were dating. So he took me to a ball, and there was a French general there. And, because I was American, he singled me out. But of course I can't waltz. He was like lugging a ham bone around me. Like, I had about that much grace. And like, my feet were so heavy, and I was like, I just totally couldn't do it. And he was like really stiff, and like, dancing and like going really fast, and I was not keeping up. It was not a pretty sight. So that's my truth.
What you're saying, Jenny, is you have a type. And it's French men.
But I swear, after the first one, I was done with French men. I was like, that is it. I am done. So clearly, that just didn't work out that way.
Oh, so funny. Oh. Well, that's a crazy life, and I'm sure that's like not even a tenth of it. Mine's like, are we ready? No. Are we ready for my exciting list?
Yeah.
Everything is related to movies or books, and that shows my life. Okay. I'm obsessed with Funko Pops. I could live at Disneyland, but I've only been twice. I have all 7 first editions of the British versions of Harry Potter. What's the lie?
First thing?
I am obsessed with Funko Pops.
I don't even know what that is.
They're like little figurines with big heads.
Oh, with the like nodding,
Mm-hmm.
Aren't they called bobbleheads?
Oh, Mindy, you're so uncultured.
Oh, now we know that's the truth. That's the truth. She just revealed herself.
Unless there's someone else in my family obsessed with them, and I just know what they are.
That's true.
Oh, that's very
Deborah's
true.
sly like that.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm going to go with a Harry Potter.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Disneyland.
Yeah, I went with Disneyland.
I said like Funko Pops, actually.
Okay. The lie is the Disneyland one.
No.
Yes.
But only because it says I've only been twice. I've only been once. So I was being
Oh,
sneaky
that's
again.
sad.
I know it is depressing, but I could live there because it's the happiest place on earth, minus Cornwall. And it's like,
It is.
you know, it's
So if
magical.
Disneyland was in Cornwall, you would be there. Like,
Oh yeah,
So fast.
I would be sleeping there all the
How do
time.
you know? Because you've only been there once, so you can't be sure that
can
it's
be.
your happy place.
I can't be. Wait, Cornwall or Disneyland?
No, Disneyland. Cornwall is like a whole other story.
It's true. Let's not get into Cornwall today.
Speaking of which, I'll know that Cornwall is just like a small boat ride from where I am. So
I know it makes me sick thinking about it because I'm so jealous. Sick with jealousy. And yeah, I am obsessed with Funko Pops. It's
I
a
thought your
weird.
husband was obsessed with Funko Pops.
Both of us are.
We both
Well,
are.
we kind of fluctuate. Yeah,
Okay.
between us, and it's weird. It's a weird obsession, but they're so cute sometimes that it's like.
well, you
pretty
know what
weird.
they say: the couple that Funko Pops together stays together, right?
It's true. It's true. I should have brought one on camera so you know the difference between a bobblehead and a Funko Pop.
yes, Mindy.
How many do you have, Deborah?
I have no idea. I couldn't even give
Really?
you a ballpark. I have all the princess ones. I have all the Harry Potter ones. I have Once Upon a Time ones. I've got Parks and Rec ones. I've got Office ones. We've got all the Star Wars ones and almost all the Star Wars ones. And yeah, Lord of the Rings ones.
Marvel.
You need to
We need to
like
see
send a picture to the
Yes.
group or something.
Yeah,
Because
With all your favorites.
we've always wanted to put them up, but now, well, we never had a place to put them up, but now we were able to put them up downstairs in our movie room. And so it's like, yeah, I'll have to take a picture of, and we only even have like a fourth of them up because the children like to take them down and mess them up. And they're not toys.
kids.
Oh,
Otherwise, we can't have nice things.
I know. And I do have all 7 first editions of the British Harry Potter versions of Harry Potter. Yeah, we found them all in a bunch of charity shops. I think it was the first time we went there, and we went like scoured everywhere with my husband's aunt and uncle, and just looked at every single charity shop possible, and found every single first edition, and they're super
that is
cool.
so cool.
It's very
Yeah.
cool.
Fun. So that's my life based on movies because I don't get out. Mindy, your
Sounds like
turn. It is a good life. Okay,
All
Mindy.
right, mine. Okay, I was a cheerleader in high school. Sports broadcasting was my major in college, or university if we're European. My hotel room was bugged by the KGB.
Okay. I said cheerleader, but I kind of want to
I
say
said.
that's true.
I said sports broadcasting because I'm guessing it was your minor.
Oh,
Oh yeah, that's a good
That
point.
is sneaky.
I
I
think I'm
changed
gonna
mine.
grab onto Jess's idea and say the same thing.
Okay, Mindy, what's the lie?
She was
The
definitely
lie-
bugged by the KGB because she needed to be bugged by the KGB.
It would be great to be bugged by the KGB.
It is cheerleader. Come
Yay!
on, would you really be a
What's that?
cheerleader?
Okay. I
Yes,
was like, is
totally
she
good.
seriously kidding about this? Because I can't imagine her being a cheerleader, but I would have loved if that was true.
No, I was not a cheerleader. I was more National Honor Society than cheer.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
Would have
You
been
and
great.
both.
And sports I was actually a double major of sports broadcasting and history.
Oh
But
wow!
my quarter before graduation, I realized that, or 2 quarters before graduation, then I realized I would have to be in school another year and a half in order to complete my communications major. So I dropped it to a minor. So it turned out to be my minor, but it was almost all the way to graduation.
That's crazy.
So
Wow.
Those are 2 different, very things to
Very
major in.
different.
they
You
are.
need to know the history of the sport in order to.
No,
Yeah,
well, I
can you
love
do some
history.
broadcasting for us, please?
Huh?
Yeah.
Can you do some broadcasting?
It was kind of funny. Because of that, then I had to work at the radio station that was at the university radio station. And so they were like, well, can you do football? And, can you call football? And I was like,
Yeah.
well, basketball's more my thing because basketball was. I said, I watch football, and they're like, oh, you'll do fine then. So we're doing it. And I'm doing play-by-play and color with this other guy, and they threw some pass, and he was like, "Oh, Mindy, what did you think of that?" And I was like, "I think it was bad." He goes, "Wow, that's some insight." I don't know. I think it was bad. Don't do that again. And that was pretty good. So then he was like, "Oh, what have we done?" And then we got to basketball, and I was doing it, and he was like, "Wow, you were right. You know basketball." I was like, "Yeah, I know basketball." So
Can you give us a sampling of your basketball broadcasting?
no, I can't.
Oh,
I can't even remember it. But I can say I have been in the Jazz locker room. Was not a happy time. I was like, oh, guys, you sit like a lady.
Also,
Well, yeah, but even still, I was like, your mothers teach you to sit like a lady there, man. My goodness. I was only 19.
that is not the happiest place on earth.
Not the happiest place on earth.
Okay, and now your hotel room was bugged by the KGB?
Yes, it was. When I was the summer between my sophomore and junior year, then I went to the Soviet Union. You can tell how old I am because it was the Soviet Union.
That's not what it's called anymore, Mindy.
No, I know. I know. It was then as student ambassadors for the U.S. And so because of it, then every time we would move into a hotel, into a different city, then every native would be kicked out of the hotel, and we were the only ones that were in there.
Wow.
And so, but it was funny because we would move to a new city, and like when we were in Moscow, then we got in, and we were like, the first night, then we were like, we don't even, like, there are no light bulbs in the lamps. How are we supposed to like read? It's like, what kind of lame country is this? Because, we were high school students. And then the next day, we went through the next day. And that night we were like, hello, housekeeping, no light bulb, even still. And like, by the time we got back from breakfast the next morning, we all had brand new light bulbs in our lamps. And we were like, oh, that was crazy. So then when we went to a place called Sochi that's on the Black Sea. In fact, it's where the Olympics were. And none of the hotels had toilets, or none of our rooms had toilet seats. I'm sure they do now because, when you have the Olympics, I think toilet seats are a requirement. But so we would all go around to our lamps and our picture frames, and we'd be like, we'd really like a toilet seat. If you could arrange that, that would be awesome. We never got one of those, though.
A lot of France does not have toilet seats.
I think it's a European thing.
Yeah, because I think they think it's actually cleaner.
Yeah?
Because then nothing gets underneath it.
I know, but then you fall in.
All underneath it, though.
Yes, but you're all on top of it on the seat, Anyway, we will not talk about toilets.
So we need to bring toilet seats when we come visit, or
Yeah.
Exactly. Customs. What is this influx of
Leave
toilet
the
seats in
seat
baggage?
around your shoulder. Carry it on your shoulder.
Oh, anyway, so yes.
That's super gross.
Yeah.
Way to ruin my story, Jenny.
Really sorry. David.
I'm just teasing.
Oh, that is funny.
Anyway, yes.
Well, that is interesting. See, all of your stories, all of you guys. Okay, now Jess's. Let's hear Jess's.
Mine. Yes. Okay. I represented Socialist International in the United Nations. I delivered my own child all by myself, and I've been placed under citizen's arrest.
That's interesting.
Who hasn't been placed under citizen's arrest?
Well, all of us have now.
Oh, yes, true. COVID.
Oh, that's I'm going to say the lie is that you delivered a child by yourself, because I don't want to believe that.
No, she has to have had
I
delivered
bet you delivered your child, but like your husband helped you or held your hand, or I don't know about that one.
I'm sure that one's true.
I just can't imagine.
She had 5. What are the odds that one of them popped out before she had time to get to deliveries. The hospital?
Yeah.
Okay, so citizens.
What did you say, Mindy? Did you say which one you think?
I might have to say Socialist International. I'm just going to say that because that disappoints me a little. I'm just kidding. No, I just don't think of you as a socialist. So
Super socialist.
It was Communist International. That was the
but that one just seems too like, where would you pull that out of your hiney to come up with it? So I think that one's probably true.
Okay, did we all guess? Okay,
I'm
Jess.
gonna have to say the child.
The rest.
Well, that one seems like way too like. How would you come up? I think that one's got an element of truth, but maybe not fully true. I think I'm going with
she
Kate.
carried
kind of a
that
liar.
baby. Like she caught it between. I just know.
How can you catch it?
Yeah, I need to know. What's the lie?
Africa.
Okay,
They
yeah.
tree branches.
Let's hear the lie. I want to hear the lie. I'm
So
dying.
the lie is that I represented Socialist International.
I was
At the
Okay.
United Nations.
Man.
And that's a lie. I actually was on the United Nations, Model United Nations team at my university. And so I did represent Socialist International. And we did do it at the United Nations, but it was a mock version of it. So that's where I pulled it from, Mindy. It was assigned to me. I'm more communist than
That makes total sense.
No. So yeah, that was a fun one. We won ending delegation. So just
Well done.
throwing that out there.
It was
you know.
because
Glad
of
I
the
know you.
logical nature of socialism that every time.
We were in the Security Council and we owned that beast. Like, I mean, they wouldn't vote without asking us. It was intense. So, anyway, so yes, that's my lie. And then my other two, I delivered my own child all by myself. I did.
Okay,
That's incredible.
were you completely alone?
Yeah, well, basically, because so I'm like getting into story mode.
I am
Um,
ready.
it was my twins. I was pregnant with my twins, and
You
I was on bed
delivered-
rest. No, I delivered one. Yes. So I was on bed rest for like 6 months, and the last like month, I had constant contractions. And so I was like, I'm not going to know when I'm in labor. So I told my doctor, I'm not going to know when I'm in labor. And she's like, oh, you'll know. And I'm like, okay, I'm not sure I will, because I'd be at the hospitals with my others by now. So every night I'd wake up in the morning, and I'd have like this pain, and I'd kind of walk it off. Anyway, the morning before my scheduled C-section. Sorry, am I echoing to anyone else?
Just a
No.
teeny tiny bit,
Yeah.
but I think it's just, yeah. No, you're muted.
Now you're muted.
We need to hear this story, Jess. You left us in the middle.
This is her element of suspense.
It's a theatrical element.
Wait, let me put the music on.
Come on. And I'm going to start dancing. No, just kidding. But no, so I woke up this morning before my C-section was scheduled, and I like had some pain, and I was kind of like, oh, I don't feel very good. So I asked my husband, I was like, you know what? It's probably that bacon cheeseburger I had last night, but we should probably get to the hospital. And anyway, he went to go get dressed, and I went to go get dressed in the bathroom, and I got partially dressed before I was like, oh my gosh, I really have to go to the bathroom quick. Anyway, sat down. It was not a bathroom experience. It was a child coming out of me.
Oh
And,
my gosh.
So I was like, luckily I'd spent like most of my bed rest watching like Call the Midwives. On, yeah, you know. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh my gosh. And so I was like, honey, call the doctors, call the ambulance. And he comes in half asleep. He's like, not for real, right? He looks down and he's like, oh my gosh. Because her head was already out. Anyway, so he left. He went in complete shock during it. So I was like, well, I've seen the show. I know how to deliver a baby. And so then I just breathed like they had them breathe on the show. And I just pulled her right on out. She was teeny. She was like 4'15", so she was like super tiny. So she came out pretty easily. But yeah, it was pretty exciting. Like then my mom came in who had gotten there for my C-section the next day and was like, you have a baby on your lap, because she obviously was half asleep too. And anyway, it was a great experience. We had fire trucks. We had 3 fire trucks, 3 ambulances, and 5 patrol cars, because they had to be able to transfer us all separately if needed. Then I kept giving labor on my floor, and there's this long straight hallway. So I'm just laying there, doing my thing with like 40 paramedics watching me.
Oh my gosh.
Delightful. Super delightful.
Oh my gosh.
And then it was so funny because I was so calm the whole time. And then once the paramedics arrived, I lost it. Like I was like, get me to the hospital, I'm gonna die. It was really intense. And
So how far apart are your twins?
46 minutes.
Holy
cow.
Time.
Mine are 4.
He was so tiny that he couldn't fit down the birth canal after her, because apparently your cervix opens. Sorry, we're having an anatomy lesson now. I'm
so stressed out for you. Okay, tell us.
But like it only opens to the sides of the first twin. And so she was so tiny that he ended up in the hospital in the NICU for a month after that because he had asphyxiation and stuff. But it turned out okay. He got off the cerebral palsy watch after a year, and it was good. And now it's funny. And now I feel like I separated myself from it, so it has become a story as opposed to a traumatic experience.
How old are they?
Yeah.
They're 5.
They're 5. And does he blame her? Does he say, because you came out first and you didn't open the door?
I know. Well, it's funny because apparently twins, like they can feel each other's distress. And so the doctor said she most likely came so quick because she could tell he wasn't getting any oxygen. So he always, like, we're always like, when he's mean to her, we're like, she saved your life. Be nice to him.
So how big was he?
He was 6'4".
Oh, so
his
really
head was an inch bigger than hers.
Wow.
He was kind of like a womb hog and took all the nutrients and like everything. So yeah.
Does he still do that?
Oh yeah. Lisa
with
their personalities.
Lisa says, "Oh my word, that is awesome," and Heather says that is so amazing. It's super true. That's insane.
It's so cool. You are such a rock star, Jess.
No, anyone would have done it. But the best part is that my mom, like how she copes with stress, is she pulls out a video camera. So I have the whole thing videotaped.
Wow.
wow. That's what you want me
next.
I had to confiscate it from her because I was like, we could not be showing this to people.
Next Sweet Regency post, you need to share that one.
That's our next post. Everyone stay tuned.
Oh my gosh. I thought you were going to say that when she copes with stress, she pulls out chocolate. And, it's like, here.
Here's a video camera. She's like crying and it sounds so sad. And I'm like, sound like a dying cow. And it's really like
well, you probably felt kind of like a dying cow. By that point.
Mm-hmm.
How many weeks were you?
I was 37.
Oh.
Yeah.
That is so
wow.
crazy.
For 37.
So that was a fun one.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't think your citizen's arrest story is going to be as exciting, but I still want to hear that one.
My citizen's arrest was just a little mistake by a new driver. And I went through a light that was slightly orange-ish. Not white, super red, just like orange. Anyway, I didn't even know citizen's arrest was a thing, but it is. So I got chased down by some people and super scary experience. I didn't even know how to drive yet because I had my license for like 2 days. And they tried to run me off the road. There's one car on my side and one behind me, and they were trying to run me off the road. And I didn't know how to drive, and I was like crying already. My tears. I'm like can't see where I'm driving, right? And anyway, they gave me a nice talking to with some choice words, and then I got home and the policeman came. And he was like, "You've been placed under citizen's arrest." And I'm like, and he's like, "No, it just means like nothing really. It just means you've been placed under." Anyway, I was 15, a new 15-year-old. That's what you get for letting 15-year-olds drive in Idaho. I'm just saying. That's what you get.
So basically, it was what now video cameras on street lights do. Is what it's kind of sitting on the rest.
Minus you didn't get to be like pushed off the road.
Yeah, exactly. Without the scary element.
That was exciting. And so they took me to court and tried to like get me for reckless driving and all this stuff. But my dad basically went and he sat there and timed different things at the stoplight, his little like mathematician brain. Anyway, then he was threatened to countersue because of the speed they would have had to go to catch up with me to have driven me off the road.
Awesome.
And so they dropped their case.
That
and
is
I'm
so
pretty
freaking
sure
cool.
now that I'm over 18, it's off my record.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, isn't trying to run you off the road somewhat reckless driving?
Seriously.
Yeah, I would think so.
Well, and hello, have they never heard of stranger danger? Like you're going to pull over for them anyway.
Real.
It was so, anyway.
I love your parents. I have to meet them one day. Your mom videotaping your home birth and your dad like sitting at the stoplight, like calculating. I love your parents. You know,
They are amazing. They are so great. Yes, they have put up with a lot from me.
Oh, that is so awesome. I am so glad we put you last because those stories are amazing and everything on the high would have fallen.
No, that's about all I thought. Nothing else. So we can't ever play the game again.
Oh, that is so awesome. Well, this has been super fun. Oh, we have one more comment. I don't know how to pronounce her name. Michaela. Someone is going to report this video because of the socialist and communist bashing.
no.
No, she did. Ha 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 ha
to be a communist.
No, she said ha 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 with the tear face, the laughing tear face. So she was kidding. She's laughing with us.
We know.
And then Ruth says that's crazy. Yeah, Jess, your life is crazy.
Yep.
Okay, well, that was awesome. How fun was that? We're going to have to think of another fun get to know you game for the next month so we can top this one, but I don't know how we are ever going to top this one. So thank you, everyone, for joining us, and thank you for participating. This has been super fun, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.